I'm gonna be real with you, man. I think Sinetta, Polight, Pediolite, um, Young Farrell, Dr. Umar Johnson, and Nature Boy meet up annually at the Bohemian Grove, and they worship this statue, and the statue was Dwight York. And every year, they talk about how they're going to, scam people. So this particular year, Polight is in the, doing stocks. You know what I'm saying? And Dr. Umar once again is doing his school thing. So instead of him, he already purchased the haunted house / abandoned building / dilapidated building, right? So now the scam this year is we're gonna add on to the haunted house. And Nature Boy, we don't know what the hell his scam is these days, you know what I'm saying? And Young Pharaoh, like for real, like sometimes you gotta laugh from crying, you understand? Young Pharaoh, I mean, he just went he went crazy, you know what I'm saying? I think he was really on heroin for a whole month. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, he was acting like he was on heroin, like he was doing heavy drugs. And then you know what I'm saying? I think it was over this weekend, he came out and was like, ha ha ha, it was all a plot, I was really playing around and this and that. So, but that's what real heroin and drug users say, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was all a game, really, I didn't get blowjobs for some crack, you know what I mean? Like, the conscious community at the end of the day is crazy right about now. It's crazy right about now. You understand? And my question to you all is, where is the whole thing, the slogan, the thing that we pride ourselves on? Where is the whole do for self mentality? Because nowadays it's not do for self, it's believe in someone else. Believe in these guys, believe in these clowns. And I just want to say at the end of the day that Sinetta, Young Pharaoh, Pediolite, Dr. Umar Johnson, and Nature Boy, it's a wrap. It's dun 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 dun. If y'all don't know what that sound is, it's Judgment Day. The music from the Terminator. It's Judgment Day. And Pediolite, you up next. Sinetta is out of here. I don't think that anyone in their rightful mind would definitely look at Sinetta TV anymore or Black News 102 anymore, except for educational purposes. To basically say, you know what, I'm going to look at this video and I'm going to record some of it, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to show other people the video and explain to other people, young people that is, this is a scammer. And this is what scammers do. Other than that, why would you definitely look at Sinetta TV or Black News 102? You're not getting anything out of it. Plain and simple. But religion. That's what he's on nowadays. He's not talking about news. He's not talking about what's going on. I mean, check it. This is my word. The reason why I didn't want to say anything about it is because I'm tired of talking about bad news. But I didn't hear Sinetta talk about a 3-year-old getting shot and killed in Charlotte, North Carolina. With these two kids, one was 21 years old and I think the other guy was a little older, let off 150 rounds. And then 2 days later, an 18-year-old kid, this is in Northwest Charlotte, got shot and killed right off of Wilkinson Boulevard in the Walmart shopping area. I don't hear him talking about that. But what I do hear is him talking about religion. in specific, the Hebrew Israelites. And he's running with that. Because now his golden geese, called Pedialyte, is not laying any more golden eggs. He knows that Pedialyte is going to jail. And for those that don't know who Pedialyte is, I'm talking about Polight. Because I saw like on his Instagram, he once again he's showing his rented Ferrari because it ain't his, and he's showing he's showing his wife how to drive, and then on the caption it read, I'm showing my wife how to drive, blah 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 blah, and then at the bottom it said hashtag Ferrari light. I'm like, no, that's wrong. It should be hashtag Pedialyte. Pedophile, that's what you are. That's a fact. I don't need to wait till September the 15th to figure it out. They had DNA evidence in the form of semen on that little girl's shirt and scarf. So from now on, don't call him Polight, brother Polight. Call him Pedialyte. Because that's what he is, a pedophile. That plain and simple. And as I'm looking at this video, right, I'm hearing the music in the background. I'm hearing him rapping. Why are y'all letting him get away with this? I'm going to say it again. Why are y'all letting him get away with this? This man's music is horrible. I just don't get it. But then again, I do. When you have money, or at least when it appears that you have money, you get to say and do anything that you want to do because people are naturally stupid. People will do any and everything for the love of money. And for those that appear to have it. Because at the end of the day, you can't tell me if that camel that raps, right? If he didn't rap, if that camel didn't rap, he would have all of the chicks. And I'm not talking about Pedialyte. I'm talking about Jay-Z. Because you all know he looks like a camel. If he wasn't worth $1 billion and wasn't married to one of the, sexiest women on the planet, Jay-Z that is, aka I want to look like Basquiat, aka I'm taking Basquiat's swag, y'all know good and goddamn well y'all wouldn't be dealing with damn Jay-Z. Same thing with Polight. But he ain't worth that. So Polight puts on a couple of clothes, he rents a couple of cars, and all of a sudden he got all of these women that he's dealing with. Y'all can't tell me that this man has sex appeal, because he don't. He don't have any swag, and he's corny. So at the end of the day, all of these women that are on him is because of the money. That's it. And you all may say I'm a hater. Let me explain something to you. I wouldn't date any one of them. I'll skeet on their face and tell them to keep it moving. That's how I deal with whores. Period. I wouldn't want none of them. Some of them look like they got boobs and ass jobs. See, I'm a 90s dude. And I know you young people out there don't know what a real ass and real tits look like. I've touched them. And I can't seem to get away from that. I don't want to touch a fake ass and fake tits, but it's okay for that to go down in this day and time, in this generation. But in my generation, we wasn't having that. We was just, trying to get over the whole weave thing. The wig and weave thing. It bugged me out when I found out later on in the years that chicks were wearing wigs. I'm like, hold on, that's something my grandmother would wear. You're wearing wigs? But that's beside the point. The point I'm making is at the end of the day, this guy's a cornball. And it just takes a little bit of common sense to figure it out. I'll explain it to you as simple as possible, right? Dig this. I've been following Polight since his inception, right? Prior to him being involved with Sinetta TV, right? I remember, I seen the first video of him being at this church, and he was breaking down the street corner and how they was on their circle and square, the street dudes and all the rest of that stuff. And he had on the Masonic garments and stuff like that. the whole thing with Dwight York, when Dwight wanted to pretend to be a Mason at the time, right? Because, of course, he's been an Indian, he's been a Mason, he's been a cowboy. Dr. York's been everything, you know what I'm saying? He's from another planet. He just wake up. And he's been diagnosed with he's been being a schizophrenic. Like, seriously, I know y'all don't know this, but like, I know this. Like, they took him to Butner, North Carolina. Butner, North Carolina. I know exactly where that's at. And they diagnosed him there. That's where the crazy house is at. But anyway, so he was a Mason, part of the Blue Lodge at the time, Polight that is. And then after that, he did a video with Dr. Sebi. No, excuse me. Then Sinetta introduced him to, the world. And after that, a couple of videos later, he came out with a DVD called Dr. Sebi Became a Nubian, and I got that DVD. And on the DVD, of course, he displayed his whack-ass skills once again of him rapping, and this time in the so-called language called Nuwapic that, Dr. Malachi York made up. But at the end of the day, the children really made it up, right? So Dr. Sebi was on there, and, Dr. Sebi literally said he was a Nubian. I'm not going to even sit here in front and say that he didn't say that. So that's how I know Polight all the way up to now. And it all the way from the part of the point of his inception all the way up to now, he's had a shitload of cars. And my question to Polight is this: you say that you own every car. My question to you is this: if you're a businessman, right? We all know that if you have a business, right, and you're leasing cars, you can lease those cars. It would be wise for you to lease those cars. It wouldn't be wise for you to own the cars. Why? Because you can lease the cars and use, and when you pay for the lease every month, you can use that as a tax write-off. And the reality of it is you could turn those cars into limousines. They can transport different people to different places. So those cars can make money. If you are a businessman and you think that way, you could make money off of those cars. I'm trying to understand why you not doing it. You have all of these cars. Why are you not doing that? Why haven't you turned your cars into transporters? Limousines. And make money off of it. I just want to understand that. And then another thing too is, you claim that you have all of these properties, right? From the very beginning, you said that. You said that that was the first scam. You had went down to Florida. I think it was in Tampa, and you said you had properties in Tampa. That every wife has a property in Tampa, right? And then after that, you went from Tampa to Chicago, and you said that you had a bookstore in Chicago. And then prior to the bookstore in Chicago and prior to the properties in Tampa, Florida, you said you had 3 bookstores in New York and a restaurant. And then after that, you went to Ohio, I think it was Detroit or Ohio, one of the two, and you was talking about you was going to turn these freight bins into houses. Where are all these properties at? Where's your big house at, Polight, where you keep your fleet of cars at? And if you're really intelligent and you're a businessman, why don't you have land? Where's your land at? I don't understand that. Because at the end of the day, we all know that whatever car you purchase, if it's not an antique, if it's not a classic, that the car will depreciate. Everything depreciates. Even a house can depreciate, but land never does. I take that back. It does, but because we can look at gentrification and how they do gentrification. You know what I'm saying? Like, they intentionally let the land, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to get into that, but at the end of the day, land does depreciate. But the reality of it is that it just depends on who's on it. It's fucked up to say, but it's just the truth. Like, when niggas are on it, land depreciates. But we all know that it doesn't depreciate because gentrification happens and they push all the black people off, right? And they put up Trader Joe's, Target, and all of these fancy condos and townhomes and houses, and then the land goes back up. So the reality of it is that land does not depreciate. Really, it really doesn't. Why don't you own land? And if you do, please show us. That's the reason why I know this whole thing is a scam. And it takes a weak mind in order for you all to follow him. So at the end of the day, you need to check yourself. Straight up. And I'm just trying to understand, where did do for self go? Because that was to my understanding, that was the first law that we followed in the conscious community, or be a conscious period. Because before there was a conscious community, or rather before we named it, whoever named the conscious community, we existed as a community of conscious people. I'm just trying to understand, where did that slogan go? Do for self. Because now this conscious community has turned into a damn circus. That plain and simple. Period. And it just doesn't make sense to me. And it just excuse me. That's something else that I gotta address too before I get off camera. You know what I'm saying? Like Pedialyte always talks about it. He's a vegetarian and he eats lentils and he eats wild rice and black rice and alkaline water, drinks alkaline water, alkaline foods, and all of the rest of that stuff, right? Oh, he got you all sold. For real. I'm a vegetarian, right? And let me tell you something. I don't do that shit. You all know, for those that follow Pedialyte, every minute he says, he always got to clear his throat or some shit. What the fuck is wrong with you? You've been having a cold for the last 3 years? I'm trying to understand that. True indeed, I need to improve myself. I do. But at least stop fronting. Stop fronting. Be real with me. At least I look like a vegetarian. At least I appear to be somewhat healthy. And I say I gotta improve myself because there's some things in my diet that I definitely need to change. Definitely. Yesterday I decided that I wanted to, you know what I'm saying, eat a corn sandwich. Quorn. It's, meatless, right? It's made out of micro protein or something like that. Not so much of a soybean, right? Man, I ate that shit. And usually we make our own shit, like black bean burgers and shit, right? I ate that shit and I bought like the buns. We usually make the buns, my family and I, right? Right. I ate that shit and man, I got sick. I ate some potato chips, I got sick. All that shit, I need to make on my own. If I can't make it on my own, then I don't need to make it at all. And at the end of the day, that's junk food. So I definitely need to just stop eating it. It's not even limit myself. It's just really stop eating certain things, man. But at least I look like I'm somewhat healthy. And I really am. I work out. You understand? I take my Jello drops. What I mean by Jello drops, every morning I wake up and I take a scoop out of my sea moss and I eat it. And drink it. Drink my alkaline water. I got an alkaline machine in there. I'm the one that really is about that life. Wow, when you look at Polight, that man looks like he's about 58. And it looks like he has jaundice in his eyes. The reason why I know that he's drinking excessively, like he's damn near an alcoholic, because I used to be one. And this man talking about some, you know what I'm saying? Every time you see a glass in his hand, well, ain't nothing but apple cider, sparkling water, sparkling wine. Bullshit. Because every time we hear you, it's pull up. Pull up. Pull up. We partying today. We getting lit. You sound like a 20-year-old man. And this is the point that I'm making. Why have we allowed young men, young boys, to be the spokespersons or spokesmen for the conscious community, such as your young Pharaoh, your Polight, Dr. Umar, Nature Boy? I'm trying to understand that, because all of them are childish, man. Why have we allowed them to be the poster boys for the conscious community? And last but not least, Sinetta. We all know he 155 years old. And I know, get him goddamn well, he ain't gonna ever say he eat healthy. And that's a damn lie. We all know that that's a lie. He coughing up pedio like, oh, and the metaphysics, astral projection. What the fuck? Like, yo, if you got AIDS, man, just let me know. Matter of fact, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm being real. Like, if you, he claims that he you know what I'm saying, he got the cure for AIDS and all the rest of the stuff. He messed with Dr. Seb, you know. I'm talking about pedio like that is. Why can't you get rid of that little AIDS is something big. AIDS shut down, or at least not AIDS, but you know, everything. I'm not gonna get into it, but for the sake of the conversation, AIDS shuts your immune system down. How the hell can you cure that? How the hell can you cure all of these different diseases? How the hell can you say, you know what, instead of doing the 19, I don't want to say the whole thing, the 19 vaccination, well, you need to take this and take that and this herb and blah, 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 and you'll be all right. But at the end of the day, you can't seem to cure or stop that, all that extra shit that you do every 2 to 3 minutes. Y'all know what I'm talking about. For those that look at Polight all the time, he always do that. You gotta laugh from crying, man. It's Judgment Day, Polight, man, September the 15th. And let me tell you something, before I get out of here, whether he's gonna be proven guilty or innocent, whether this is gonna go to trial or whatever, for all those that have been scammed, that have the money, have been scammed by a Polight, right? And have the money to go down to Miami, go down to Miami. Because it's your opportunity to get his information. Get his information, his first name, his last name, date of birth, his address, and to be seen and heard. I'm more than sure that there'll be some type of news media down there to cover the whole court case and what Polight is going through is September the 15th. Please make sure that you're down there so your voice can be heard. Because people have died. Crypto, whatever his name is, had died. And prior to him, I think part of him, you know, his death is because of the grievance of giving Polight's, if I'm using grievance, right? But basically feeling a certain type of way because he gave Polight his great-grandfather money that was given to him. He gave it to Polight, over $100,000. Polight didn't say RIP to crypto, whatever his name is. So let your voice be heard. And let's just say he gets away with this, right? Please don't let him get away with scamming you out of your money. Let Judgment Day be September the 15th. And if it's not, let it be October the 3rd or January the 2nd or February the 15th or May the 6th. One way or the other, we have to take these people out. And I'm not talking about on a physical level. I'm talking about like getting them out of the conscious community so we can get back to business. Because all of this shit that's going on is nothing but a big distraction. And it's not helping us as a community. It's actually hurting us. Other than that, I want you to like, comment, subscribe. Definitely share this video.